Right, let's begin. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has reiterated government's resolve to improve the lives of residents in Zongo communities all over the country. Now, he says the Ministry of Inner Cities and Zongo Development has outlined a number of policy interventions to achieve this. Dr. Bawumia was speaking at an event to commemorate the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, at Sekondi Zongo in the Western region.
The government of President will forever be grateful to the people of Ghana for entrusting the governance of this country to us, as well as the patience of the people of Ghana displayed as we lay the foundation to bring this country back on track. The performance of our economy in the last 2 years is one that has been indeed remarkable. We have reversed the negative economic trends, and it is something that people the world over are talking about Ghana.
Meanwhile, government says it will this week send a formal notice to the diplomatic community, drawing the attention to what it says former President John Dramani Mahama's attempt to undermine the state with falsehoods about the Ayawaso West Wogomba election violence. The former president last week met with the diplomatic community and presented what he claimed to be evidence of a deployment of party thugs resourced by the state to terrorize voters during the by-election. Addressing a news conference in Kufodia, the Information Minister Kujo Nkrumah said the videos showed to the diplomats and also widely circulated on social media are falsehoods calculated at tainting the hard-won image of Ghana to the international community.
The government of Ghana will be serving notice to the members of the diplomatic community that two of these 3 videos and the narratives that the former president gave to them on the said videos are probably false and designed to tarnish Ghana's hard-won reputation in the eyes of the international community. Now here are the specifics. The first video, which purports to show some security persons singing and dancing at a funeral, which security persons the former president told them were MPP vigilante men in song and dance at the funeral of the former Ayawaso West Wogomba MP, the Honorable Chamateda, and which security persons he claimed were responsible for the Ayawaso West Wogomba incident at the residence of the NDC's parliamentary candidate is false. Indeed, that video of policemen singing and dancing is a video of actual policemen who had attended the funeral of a fellow police officer. They had nothing to do with the late Jaco's funeral. Secondly, there's also no evidence that the policemen who attended the funeral of their colleagues as seen in that video were even involved in either the police operation at Ayawaso West Wogomba or the SWAT operation at the residence of the NDC candidate in that by-election. So if the former president has any information to the contrary, government believes that the best thing to do is to bring this to the attention of the commission or the fact-finding inquiry that is ongoing, failing which we kindly encourage him to do the honorable act of withdrawing and apologizing to the people of Ghana. The government takes a very dim view of Mr. Mahama's actions and is obliged to formally put the international community on notice. They were the target of these comments that we made. We have to formally put them on notice. And in the coming days, the foreign ministry will write to them to disregard the falsehoods towards them. Ghana, colleagues, is regaining its place in the international community of nations, and her government will not allow any person, for whatever parochial interest, to undercut our collective needs as a nation.
And now to the newly created Oti region, where residents of Dambai have indicated government's decision to make it a regional capital is a good omen. They believe this will rope in development and lessen the predicaments they face due to a lack of some basic social amenities. JoyNews' Fred Kwame Asare was in the community and has put together what he learned in this report.
Dambai is located on the eastern side of the Oti River, a tributary of the Volta Lake. The town, which is the Krachi East municipal capital according to the 2010 Population and Housing Census, has a population of 116,804. Inhabitants here have their livelihoods dependent on farming, fishing, trading, and artistry works, with very few working in the formal sector. Nonetheless, Dambai is bed-eviled with some challenges. Prominent among them is the town not connected to any of the national water grids. This has compelled some residents to purchase water from vendors who have constructed mechanized boreholes in their homes. However, the less privileged residents rely on water from the Oti River for domestic use.
So I can see people who are using pipe and other things, they will get more hygiene more than we who are depending on this one. So if it will be better, more pipes should be made so that others too can depend on it.
That notwithstanding, Dambai has been selected by the Akufo-Addo-led government as the Oti regional capital.
I have taken the decision that Dr. Archibald Lecter, Oti Lecter the first, the current minister for the Volta region, will act as caretaker minister for the Oti region until a substantive appointment is made. Dambai.
This development gives residents hope that their challenges will be a thing of the past. They believe Dambai will be provided all basic social amenities to enable its youth a regional capital.
Now, we don't have water, we don't have hospital, and by the regional capital, all those things, it will come by itself. So we are very glad. Water, roads, schools, and other things.
Everywhere we are happy is that we will get some developmental projects so that the youth and then the people of Dambai will get them so that it will enhance their life.
Talking about Dambai is far behind development, and so we taking the regional capital will help us enhance on development, and such as good roads, potable water, hospitals, and many more.
Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews, Dambai.
Let's take you to the Ashanti region, where the Amansia South District Assembly has begun searching for small-scale miners to pay for the reclamation of abandoned pits, which have become death traps. Many of the miners have breached contractual arrangements which required that they covered the mine pits in the area. Anaya Ojima has the rest of the story.
Pits left uncovered by miners are very visible just on the outskirts of communities here. Besides rendering the land unusable, the pits have become death traps. Some chiefs speak of the danger. Water fills the pits whenever it rains, and it's very dangerous. People drown in them. It's sad. Our children skip school to come here and collect sand particles to process for gold. Some fall in the pits and die. It costs us a lot. After Amansia South District was carved out of Manso Edubia District, the devastation caused by Galamsey remains a major challenge. Officials say cost of reclamation is so huge the assembly cannot afford and has to fall on established mining firms and individuals. With such support, the assembly has given itself 1 year to reclaim land in majority of areas. District Chief Executive William Asantibediako says the assembly will go after miners who flouted agreements on land.
Most of these Chinese are no more in Ghana. Many of those that we knew as Ghanaians, some of them, they are nowhere to be found. So we will not cry over spilled milk, but we are going to make sure that those things that happened in the past, it's not going to happen again. But individuals whom we can locate, and I know that there were some agreements with some people that after you finish working here, you are supposed to reclaim the land. I've started gathering some information, and some of those people can be traced. Some of those people are even voluntarily calling
that they want to come and assist. That's why I said that it's not everything that you need money.
The assembly says it will take ownership of all lands that will be reclaimed. Mr. Asante Bediako says economic trees will be explored in addition to cocoa and oil palm to restore the area's vegetative cover.
We are doing this in conjunction with NADMO. We are doing this in conjunction with Forestry Commission. We've spoken to Bekwai. They are ready. We have even secured a place around Wahaso. That place we have reclaimed a very vast area. That is where we are going to do the nursery, the trees and all that. So yes, there are plans, but some of the places are very close to our communities, and so when they are reclaimed, we are not going to even plant trees because the township is virtually getting there. What was hampering movements or shifting to those areas where the activities of illegal miners.
Nanaya Ojima reporting.
Now, before we go, here's something for all the Banku and Fufu lovers. Relegating local dishes to the background is adversely affecting the country's productivity due to poor health caused by foreign food. That is a conclusion by the Department of Food Science and Technology of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Head of the department, Dr. Faustina Dufie-Rekumenu, is drawing national attention to the trend and calling for redress. Here's what Love FM's Kwesi Deborah got out of this.
This year's food festival brought together stakeholders in the food industry to discuss the subject.
So we are representing the Greater Accra region, the GA region. So what we are concentrating much on is the nectar, which we call in English corn wine, right? People would call it asana, but this is not asana, because asana we use sugar in making, but here we use the corn, the fermented corn.
Apart from the display of many Ghanaian dishes, this year's festival saw display of dishes from other parts of Africa. Patrons couldn't help to enliven their taste bars with East Africa's nutritious dish, such as Rwanda's Imvanje, prepared from Irish potato and beans, and garnished with isosiu, a tomato sauce.
Pepper. So if you want pepper, you can add it for yourself. So that's the main difference from our local dishes and the Ghanaian local dishes. One more thing, when you're eating Ubugari, you don't keep eating the stew. Instead, you eat it, you have them separated. So you take a small bite of Ubugari and leave a small bite of
the Ivorians showed how their unique acheke prepared with palm oil goes well with soup.
Palm oil acheke. That will be eaten with the soup. The acheke soup here. So the two together.
Jollof rice prepared with dawadawa was the toast of Burkinabe stand.
We had yam stew. We had our own way of making jollof rice with dawadawa. And we had something that is called dege. You guys should know it as Burkina, but we use couscous instead of the millet.
And Nigerians were also around. The festival is a collaboration between the College of Science and Humanities and Social Sciences. It is aimed at celebrating Ghana's diverse food heritage and reintegrate value into the food system and culture. It's under the theme, Promoting Our Culture, Our Food and the Science. Dr. Rekumenu believes good packaging and availability of traditional foods, and especially hotels and restaurants, will produce the needed results.
We relegated our traditional foods to the background, and we've now gone for new foods with so much salt, so much fat, so much sugar, you know. And as I said, they are very funny, they are smart, they are well packaged and all that. So people like them, and they are convenient. So people go for these ones, but it's not helping us as far as our health is concerned.
Provost of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Professor Imoro Brima, hinted plans are far advanced to bring other colleges of the university on board. Reporter for JoyNews, Kwesi Deborah.
And there's some conclusive evidence for you to argue your case that your visit to the Chop Bar this afternoon is endorsed by KNUST. Daddy Roro.
Charlie, lots of dishes out there. Just make a choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, it's healthy for you, right?
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Our foods naturally are plated with lots of carbohydrate. I don't know. Yeah. That's okay. They look good, well garnished. So we'll make a choice. I suppose this afternoon won't be bad for you.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you going for this afternoon?
Papransa.
Go big or go home, right? Okay. Well, coming up in
with that big crab.
Yeah, with a massive crab on it. Well, coming up in a little bit, we're going to be looking into the newspapers, bring you the headlines. Mama B joins us for that. Stay with us. It's a big show, and none of it should be missed by you. Traffic coming up as well.